Okay, so the first word that we're going to talk about today is peninsula. The definition of a peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded on three sides by water. So again, a peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides. Now, I'm going to show you a quick picture of a peninsula. This is a peninsula. We can tell because we have our portion of land, which is right here, and we can tell that it is surrounded by water on 1, 2, 3 sides. You can definitely also see that this section of the land right here is not surrounded by water. And it is landlocked, which means it's connected to other land. So that is what a peninsula is, and here's a picture of one. And now let's talk a little bit about how Europe is a peninsula. So here is a picture of Europe, and we can see all the countries on there and such, but obviously we know that the land of Europe is located right here. So looking at all of this land, all of this is considered the landmass of Europe. But what we can notice is that, let me grab my red here so that we can see it real well, is that Europe is surrounded by water on three different sides. Okay, it's surrounded one side right here. Okay, another side here, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing there. It may not look like it's water, but it is. And then the third side, obviously, all around here. Now, it's not a beautiful looking peninsula. It's not exactly, U-shaped like another peninsula might seem, but it is a peninsula nonetheless. Now, we need to look specifically at this area down here by Spain and North Africa, and we're going to do that. As you can see, I've enlarged the picture of Europe to just focus on this section right here of France, Portugal, and Spain. And you'll notice that there is a small section of Europe right here. May not look like it, but where we do not have it connected to Africa. It is actually water. And that particular section right there is called the Strait of Gibraltar. And it's a small section of water that does provide a small distinction between Africa, which is all of this over here, and Europe, which is all of this right here. So that does preserve our definition of a peninsula, which is that it is surrounded on three sides by water. So now that asks the question, what is the significance of Europe being a peninsula of peninsulas? It is one gigantic peninsula, but as you can see here, it also includes smaller peninsulas right here, and right here. So also including Spain right here, which we talked about earlier. So the fact that Europe is a peninsula full of peninsulas has some significance. And the main thing is that it has plenty of access to water. And that access to water means that it has actually quite a few implications, quite a few things that are important from that. Number one, it means that they're going to depend on the water for their livelihood. And that means basically livelihood, their living, okay? Which that can include food, okay? They can be fishing, obviously, and it can also include trade. Their ability to have their goods be traded between other countries. So all of that access to water is a very significant thing, mostly because they depend on that for their livelihood, and that includes both food and trade. So that concludes our discussion of Europe being a peninsula today.